This synth is the real deal if you want a hands-on, playable beast without breaking the bank. But let me explain why. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been noodling around with the Arturia PolyBrute Analog Morphing Matrix Synthesizer bundle for a few weeks now, and honestly, it's one of those instruments that makes you forget you're using a virtual analog clone. The bundle even throws in a solid piano bench, which is a nice touch if you plan to sit and tweak for hours. The black finish looks sleek on my desk, and the compact size fits nicely in my studio corner without feeling cramped. If you've ever wanted a hardware synth that punches above its weight in terms of sound shaping, this might be the one. First off, the 6-voice architecture is surprisingly flexible. You're not just stuck in mono or full poly, there's unison mode for thick, detuned stacks, and true polyphony when you need chords that breathe. I've used it for everything from basslines to lush pads, and the aftertouch on the 61-note keyboard actually responds in a way that feels musical, not gimmicky. That's huge if you're coming from a software-only workflow and want something tactile. Now, the MORPH section is where this synth truly shines. The touch strip and pressure-sensitive ribbon let you blend between two completely different sounds in real time. Picture this, you're playing a warm, evolving pad, and with a light press of your finger, it morphs into a gritty, resonant bass. No jumping between presets, no awkward automation, just instant, expressive transitions. I've used it live to keep my sets dynamic, and it's saved me from awkward silences between patches. The build quality is solid for the price point. The knobs are chunky, the faders glide smoothly, and the overall layout makes sense once you spend a few minutes with it. The included bench is actually comfortable for longer sessions, which is more than I can say for some of the flimsier accessories that come with other bundles. It's not a luxury item, but it does the job without wobbling. Sound-wise, the analog filters and oscillators deliver that classic warmth you'd expect from a hardware synth. I've layered it with my DAW for extra depth, and the integration with Arturia's software ecosystem is seamless. Whether you're into retro leads, experimental textures, or punchy percussive plucks, the PolyBrute has a voice for it. The presets are a good starting point, but where this synth really excels is in the customization. Tweaking the morph destinations and modulation sources feels intuitive, even if you're not a synth expert. One thing to note, the learning curve isn't steep, but it's not a pick-it-up-and-play instrument either. The manual is thorough, but you'll want to spend some time with the manual or watch a few tutorials to get the most out of the morphing features. Also, while the aftertouch is great, it's not as refined as something like a high-end weighted keyboard. If you're a pianist looking for a concert-level feel, this might not be it, but for synth enthusiasts, it's more than enough. Pros-wise, the sound quality and morphing capability alone make this a standout. The included bench is a practical bonus, and the build feels durable enough to last years. On the downside, the aftertouch isn't as nuanced as some pricier options, and the presets, while solid, aren't as inspiring as they could be. It's a minor gripe, but if you're expecting a library of wow sounds out of the box, you might need to dig in and tweak. All in all, if you're after a versatile, hands-on synth that doesn't cost a fortune and comes with a decent bundle, the Arturia PolyBrute Analog Morphing Matrix Synthesizer is a smart pick. The morphing alone is worth the price, and the rest is just icing on the cake. Check it out below if it sounds like your kind of gear. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Arturia PolyBrute Analog Morphing Matrix Synthesizer bundle with piano bench, black, small, sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like 6-voice, mono, unison, poly voicings, and morph touch and pressure controller actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.